Let's talk about the red flags so that you can spot any potential fake whiskey investment before it costs you thousands of your hard-earned pounds. Because unfortunately, the industry is full of more and more sophisticated scammers who are looking at more and more ways to try and get hold of your money. I'm going to give you a checklist of the potential red flags that hopefully will help guide you away from any potential unscrupulous people that are starting to pop up within this industry. If we look at what we're going to cover here, I think the main things to talk about is the certificate that you get versus a real ownership document, a delivery order. This is something that we as Elite, we're incredibly fortunate we can give you your own delivery order. If somebody is just offering you a certificate, in my experience and from the experience of thousands of customers that have came to us, I would just run away. You need a delivery order. A certificate is just a piece of paper that somebody has printed out in an office that says that you own a cask. There's no legal bearing to it. Whereas a delivery order, that acts like the V5 ownership document that you get when you buy a car, for example. What you need to do is get a delivery order. You need to call the warehouse. You need to check, is that cask what it says it is on the paper? You then need to have the ability, if possible, to go and see the cask. The delivery order will give you all the security you need. It means that you can sleep safely at night and that you have that capability to sell your cask on pretty much hassle-free because you have the ownership. You're not having to go via or through another company or jump through any hoops that suddenly any other company that is the registered owner of the company is asking you to do at the time. You need to be able to, in all reality, not just pick up the phone to a warehouse, you need to be able to go into that warehouse, touch it and see your cask, check the liquid that's in the cask, sample it, taste it, have that moment of enjoying what your money has bought you. It's so important that you get that legitimacy. Otherwise, you could end up thinking you've got something and you have nothing, or thinking you've got something and it is completely something different. And you wouldn't do that when it comes to buying a car. And some of the values of these casks are worth the same as a car, more than a car, or a little bit less than a car. But ultimately it is your hard-earned money and you need to take every single step possible to ensure that you are protecting that in every way possible. Every company should be WOLGA registered. Every company should have been trading at least a minimum of 10 years, because if they've not, why haven't they? How can they, if they've not been trading 10 years, be offering you some of the best named stock, some of the best brands out there? It simply doesn't happen. The whiskey industry in this country, it's hundreds of years old, and it is established still through handshakes and friendships, and my word is my bond. And if you break that word to any of these companies that you operate with and who are offering you deals, then you are cut out of that whiskey market. And the only way that you are genuinely going to be offered the cask and the product of any value that is going to gain you money across that 5, 10, 15, 20-year period is if that company is an old, well-established company with a proven track record that's been HMRC compliant for those 5, 10, 15 years of trading. That's one green flag, let's say, if the company's got that length of time. But sometimes, as with everything, there might be companies that are that old that then, suddenly decide to bend the rules for whatever reason. If somebody is offering you a cask of Macallan, Bunnahabhain, Coila, Mortlach, to name but a few great casks of the rarer type, at really ridiculously cheap prices, and it's too good to be true, it's because it is too good to be true. Like with anything in life, you pay for what you get. So if they're offering you a cask of Coila, Macallan, Ardmore, Auchentoshan, and it seems like it costs a lot, that's because you're getting the real genuine thing. And that is where the money is to be made. Buy the genuine thing, have all the correct documentation, sit in it for the correct length of time, and then you will reap the rewards. Now, of course, there are a multitude of techniques that people use within this industry, as they do within any industry, and of course pressure selling is one of them. If somebody does have the right cask and it is the right brand and it's the right price, they won't need to pressure you into selling it, because they will have a queue of other people that will be ready to buy that cask, because if it is the right cask and it's the true liquid and it's as rare as they say, or it's going to make as much money as they promise or say it's going to make, then trust me, other people want that too. So if somebody's trying to pressure you into it, then just don't do it. There's no need. Just sit on your hands, wait for the right cask for you to come along. Another red flag to look for is, of course, the warehouse details. Where is that cask laying at the time that you're purchasing it? Now, of course, due to all the data protection that's out there, companies can't legitimately tell you that location until you are at the point that you are going to purchase it. Otherwise, of course, relationships would be broken down because warehouses would be inundated with hundreds, thousands of phone calls. And of course, these warehouses that are owned by your Diageos, your Bacardis, your Pernod Ricards, they're not staffed to be answering the phone non-stop. So until, you're at that point of purchase, you get those answers. But of course, if when you're at that point of purchase, they're still being evasive with answers, they still won't do it, then again, don't complete the purchase. Run away as fast as you can. Again, there are few companies out there like Elite that have their own warehouse where you can turn up anytime you want and check your cask, see it. We do ask for 36, 48, 72 hours notice in most cases because, there are thousands of casks in the warehouse, and if you want to come and see your cask, it does mean we have to move other casks. That's just the nature of the business to be health and safety compliant. But if nobody can say that you can go and see your cask, run away. I think that basically covers, the majority of the red flags that you should be looking for within this section of the market. Of course, there will be more. For me, these are the really key things. Can you see your cask? Can you get your delivery order first and foremost? Can you go to the warehouse? Is there any pressure selling on you? The length and time that company has been trading. With Elite, because we have our own warehouse, that should tell you something about how we are viewed in the eyes of HMRC, that, we are allowed to have our own warehouse. We're registered warehouse keepers in line with your Diageos and your Bacardis. Why aren't all these other whiskey investment companies having their own warehouse? Just some of the red flags to look out for. So yes, again, if you have any questions whatsoever, drop them below and we'll answer them for you.